Hi there. This is Lee Van Laer, and you're listening to Inner Christianity. And this morning, I just want to take a few minutes to talk about the language that's used in Christianity and how differently it can be understood. Many people I know who are religious by nature and interested in many different religious practices consistently seem to reject Christianity because they don't like the associations that the words raise. They think of virgins and Jesus and God, and they feel it's all too defined. It's all too much of a form. They'll interestingly and readily embrace religions like Buddhism, which are crammed full of forms, because for some reason a form that isn't close to home, one that came especially from Asia where forms are kind of wonderful, right? They feel that a form that is foreign is closer to their heart than a form that comes from where they live. And this is so much like us because we always want our forms, the things that we embrace, to be magical and different. And I suppose that these other forms look magical and different. Anyway, to the objection to the language in Christianity, I'm just going to read the beginning of Sermon 8 today, and I'm going to make a few points about the way that Meister Eckhart understands traditional concepts of form in Christianity. I'll probably botch the Latin here because I'm not an expert on Latin pronunciation, but one of my friends, Angel, has asked me to try and read the beginning of the sermon so that folks will know where it's coming from. So let's see how bad my Latin is. This is Sermon 8 from The Complete Mystical Works of Meister Eckhart by Maurice O.C. Walsh, and it's probably for the time being the definitive modern translation. Sermon 8. Intravit Jesus in quodam castellum, et mulier quedam, cepet illum, etc. Oh my God. Let's see what he says in English. I have first quoted this saying in Latin. It is written in the Gospel, and in German it means our Lord Jesus Christ went up into a citadel and was received by a virgin who was a wife. Now, mark this word carefully. It must of necessity be a virgin, the person by whom Jesus was received. Virgin is as much as to say a person who is void of alien images, as empty as he was when he did not exist. Now the question may be asked how a man who has been born and has reached the age of rational understanding can be as empty of all images as he was when he was not, for he knows many things, all of which are images. So how can he be empty of them? Note the explanation which I shall give you. If I were possessed of sufficient understanding so as to comprehend within my own mind all the images ever received by men, as well as those that exist in God himself, if I had these without attachment, whether in doing or in leaving undone, without before and after, but rather standing free in this present, now, ready to receive God's most beloved will, and to do it continually, then in truth I would be a virgin, untrammeled by any images, just as I was when I was not. Well, there you go, the beginning of Sermon 8. And Meister Eckhart wastes no time in throwing us into the deep end of the pool, because the Virgin Mary isn't a virgin, and she's not named Mary. She is the threshold of the unknown, And virginity is a state of being untouched by the world. I think from this one example, we can easily see that the understanding of Christianity in the Middle Ages was a good deal more sophisticated inside the monastic communities than it is anywhere today, because it immediately reveals itself in these few paragraphs as a mystery teaching, an extraordinary excursion into a place of objectivity, which we are prepared to receive our lives, not by how full we are of all the things we know, but how empty we might become. And I think that the reference to attachment here is a clear indicator that we Christians and the Buddhists and most other really esoteric aspects of practice, that we all understand things in somewhat the same way. So the next time you hear the word Jesus, don't hear the word Jesus. The next time you hear the word virgin, don't hear the word virgin. And the next time you hear the word God, don't hear the word God. Listen for the nothingness and the mystery in it, because this is the place that will lead your soul to the inner depths where there is good water to drink. Thanks a lot. See you next time.